Hello everybody, hello, welcome back to the Dugout Football channel where it is time for match week number 8 of the 2020-21 Scottish Premiership season. Now, we have 7 games today. One tonight, obviously, we've got St Mirren against Celtic. That's obviously a game for Celtic, game in hand. Obviously, that was postponed because of obviously Bolly Goalie going to Spain after the Hamilton game, and then coming back to play it after the Kilmarnock game. So yeah, that game's been played tonight. So we've got 7 games to predict, so it should be very interesting. So the games we have are as follows: St Mirren against Celtic, which is tonight, and then Celtic against Livingston, Dundee United against St Mirren, Kilmarnock against Hamilton, St Johnstone against Ross County, Hibernian against Rangers, and Aberdeen against Motherwell. Now, how did I do last week? Well, I got 4 out of comes out of 6, so 4 points. Yeah, it can only get better for sure. That is for sure. Top scorer in the comments was Mike Eddy with a very good score of 9 points. So Mike, very well done to you. And yeah, very well done for you for sure. So let's have a quick look at the games as we have said. So St Mirren against Celtic. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 5 wins to the champions, and the last result was a 2-1 win to Celtic. St Mirren, obviously the 3 goalkeepers going down with obviously the virus. Obviously Jack Alnick, the substitute goalkeeper, and the third choice goalkeeper was obviously isolating as a precaution. So will Bobby Schlamal still continue in goal? That will be very interesting to see. But yeah, St Mirren, it was a bad defeat, but under the circumstances you could probably understand how they probably lost that game. The fact is that they didn't really have many players to pick from, and unfortunately the 3 goalkeepers, very disappointing indeed. But then again, the game should have probably not gone ahead. But there we go indeed. Celtic 5-0 win over Ross County. Very comfortable win in the end. Ross County did pose and have a few good shots at the Celtic goal. Barkas was very good in the Celtic goal, I thought. So looking at this game, I can really only see a Celtic win, considering the fact that St Mirren are still without their 3 goalkeepers as well. So it's going to be very interesting for sure. But I'm going to go for St Mirren 0, Celtic 2 tonight. I think Celtic will win that game for sure. And we go back into the Saturday games, and it is Celtic against Livingston. Now, the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 1 win to Celtic, 1 win to Livingston, and 3 draws. Very interesting stuff, it has to be said. And the last result was a 4-0 win to Celtic at Celtic Park. Well, Celtic, obviously, we would probably expect them to probably win. We probably be expected to win that the game against St Mirren. But yeah, they've got a very good record against Livingston at home, so you would expect them to win. Obviously, Odsonne Edouard back from injury, very good as well. And it was also good to see, obviously Ajeti getting on the score sheet, and obviously Shane Duffy as well. So. Celtic are looking very good for sure. Livingston. Well, the big news from Livingston is that Anthony Stokes signed a contract with Livingston, and he's out the door because he basically cannot train on an AstroTurf pitch. Well, Anthony, if you knew what you were signing up for, then why did you sign for Livingston, who play on an AstroTurf artificial surface? Absolutely stupid, brainless. And I hope Gary Holt, dips into the market for a striker, because Livingston lost 2-1 against Hamilton last weekend, and took the lead after about a minute, and then just completely froze. Wasn't a very good performance, and again conceding from set pieces again. Like the 2 goals that Hamilton scored were from set pieces, so it wasn't very good either. But they do have to be better for sure, Livingston. But they're away to Celtic Park. Their record at Celtic Park is not very good. So I'm going to go for a comfortable Celtic win. Hate to say it, but Celtic will win this one. Celtic 3, Livingston 0. I'm going to go for. Dundee United against St Mirren now. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to Dundee United, 2 draws, and 1 win to St Mirren. And the last result was a 0-0 draw between the sides. Dundee United getting a bit of a hammering from Rangers by 4-0 at the weekend. The big talking point of that game, though, was the tackle from Ryan Edwards on Alfredo Morelos. Now, I have to say, looking at it again, if that was on the other foot, would Morelos be given a red card? Probably. Now, the fact that it's Morelos and the fact that his reputation precedes him, maybe that's why that Edwards he didn't even get a yellow. I don't think Edwards either. So that was very, very stupid in my opinion. But looking at it, it was a very lucky. He's a very lucky boy, Morelos, actually, very, very lucky boy. But Dundee United were very, very poor against Rangers, and but they'll be boosted by the return of Lawrence Shankland for sure for this game. St Mirren, as I've said, we probably expect them to lose to Celtic as well, but this game I think they can get something because obviously we all remember that obviously St Mirren did survive on the fight on the a couple of seasons ago against Dundee United, and yeah, St Mirren managed to survive then. So Dundee United will a bit of revenge, but it's looking like a draw's looking quite the favourable result, I think, here. So I'm going to go for a draw on this one. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Dundee United and St Mirren. I do think it'll be a 1-1 draw, but we'll see what happens. Kilmarnock against Hamilton. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to Kilmarnock, 2 wins to Hamilton, and 1 draw. And the last result was a 2-2 draw between the sides. Kilmarnock coming off the back of a 1-0 defeat to Aberdeen. Probably should have got something out of the game, to be honest. They played very, very well. Very unlucky not to get some from the game. They had their chances. But yeah, they'll be coming back at Rugby Park, and it's a tale of the two sides on plastic pitches again. Hamilton, a very good win against Livingston, has to be said. David Templeton was very, very impressive for sure. What a moment for young Kyle Monroe to score the winning goal as well. But it has come at a cost. 3 Hamilton players have tested positive for the virus, so it remains to be seen what will happen. But obviously they're not saying who it is. But that is very, very worrying news for Hamilton for sure. I know that Lee Hodgson was one of the players that was obviously self-isolating as well, but it'd be very interesting to see who's actually got it now. But Hamilton, very good win against Livingston, and it's going to be a very interesting game. But I can really only see a Kilmarnock win. I think Kilmarnock will want to bounce back from that game against Aberdeen. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Killie here. St Johnstone against Ross County. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 1 win to County and 4 draws in this for good measure. So you probably predict what I'm going to say for this one. And the last result was a 1-1 draw between the sides. St Johnstone, has to be said, bit of a surprise defeat against Motherwell. I expected that to be a draw. I don't think anyone expected Motherwell to. Well, I think everyone expected Motherwell to win that game. But to be honest with you, Motherwell's form going into obviously before the international break wasn't great. So the international break has come at the right time. Motherwell did win that game 1-0. What didn't take much for them. Obviously lost to an Alan Campbell goal. It was a very good finish as well. Ross County, 5-0 defeat against Celtic. They are starting to plummet down the table at this moment in time. It's worrying times for County, especially if you're a Staggies fan for sure. But as I've said, this game always seems to get draws, and I'm going to go for a 5th draw in the last 6 games. St Johnstone 1, Ross County 1. I'm going to go for. And then we've got 2 Sunday games, and the 12 o'clock kickoff is Hibernian against Rangers. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 4 wins to Rangers and 1 draw. And the last result was a 3-0 win to Rangers. Hibernian, a very good 3-0 win over St Mirren. Obviously Kevin Nisbet getting the goal. Very good to see that. Martin Boyle, very lucky to get a goal as well. It did come off his arm. but you know, you'll take it as well. But you know, I think Ryan Porteous should be a wee bit lucky. Obviously, Willie Collum didn't see him handballing it twice. Basically, just two hands. Almost caught it. He almost caught it as well. So yeah, that wasn't very good for sure. But yeah, it was a good win for Hibs. Good win for Jack Ross against his former club. And yeah, Hibs are looking very good. They are coming up against the league leaders, Rangers, at the moment, who are on absolute fire at the moment. Yes, they're going to Gibraltar to play Lincoln Red Imps as well, so that'll be an interesting game for sure. But you'd probably expect Rangers to win that game, and then obviously they'll come into this game against Hibernian, and yeah, do you know what? Kemar Roof, it's nice to see him scoring. Ryan Kent has been absolutely fantastic. Obviously, Ryan Kent was obviously named Player of the Month for last month, and well deserved for him. And obviously, Stephen Gerrard has been very impressed with Kent. But Rangers have been very good, and I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I could really only see a Rangers win in this game. Hibernian 0, Rangers 2, I'm going to go for. And the final game to preview and predict is Aberdeen against Motherwell. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 3 wins to Aberdeen and 2 wins to Motherwell. And the last result was a 1-0 win to Motherwell. Aberdeen played in front of 300 fans at Pittodrie against Kilmarnock, and actually it was a very good performance. Good goal from Ross McCrory. The fans obviously enjoyed that. It's good to see some fans back in actually, socially distanced of course. But I thought Aberdeen played really well against Kilmarnock, and yeah, Ross McCrory seems to be a very good signing as well. Scott Wright really should have buried that chance. Similar one he had against Livingston, but he should have scored. He should have scored for sure. Motherwell are finally off the board with a win. Alan Campbell again, a very impressive player for the Well, and it was a very good finish for sure. So they'll obviously want to try and build on that, because obviously they are bottom at the moment, only on goal difference though, from Livingston as well. So I'm going to go for Aberdeen win. I think Aberdeen are in very good form. 5 wins in a row, as we've said. So, going to be very interesting for sure. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Aberdeen in this game. I think it'll be a very interesting game. But Aberdeen 2, Motherwell 1. So that is it. That is match week 8 done and dusted. I'll go for my predictions very quickly as well. St Mirren 0, Celtic 2. Celtic 3, Livingston 0. Dundee United 1, St Mirren 1. Kilmarnock 2, Hamilton 0. St Johnstone 1, Ross County 1. Hibernian 0, Rangers 2, and Aberdeen 2, Motherwell 1. So that is it. That is match week 8 done and dusted. Leave your predictions in the comment section down below, and obviously the winner will get a shout out like Mike Eddy, who has been very impressive in the predictions lately as well. So Mike is definitely the man to beat. If you do miss this video when obviously the St Mirren Celtic game goes out, then don't worry. You can basically still get your predictions in for the weekend. Obviously, St Mirren Celtic is tonight. So if you do miss that, then obviously don't worry about it. Just get your predictions in for the weekend's 6 games. So that should be very interesting indeed. But if you are new around here, then please hit that subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Enjoy your Premier League, your Scottish Premiership weekend, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.